Welcome, everybody. It's time for another race in the TWIGI iRacing Series Season. Race 4 of 36 tonight is from Iowa Speedway, located in Newton, Iowa. 0.875 is the lap length here at Iowa. It's a short oval that races like a short oval in anything with fenders on it, and that includes tonight with the Grand National machines that the TWIGI iRacing Series uses. I'm Carmen Hardy. Thank you for joining us. 150 miles on play for tonight's event. We have qualifying on tap first, so let's get into it. We'll start off first. Looks like John Bellotta Jr. will be the first car on track as everything gets started. Best finish of 5th, finished 3rd in the Clash, a 9 points event. See what he can do. And then number 5 for Fast Lane Racing. A lot of cars on track here, getting ready for their first qualifying laps. A couple debutantes in Connor Morris in the 09 and Kyle Dersham in the 93. First lap in the books for Bellotta, 24.24. Vernon Gregg goes faster by just a smidge. Connor Morse goes top of the board. Kyle Dersham goes 3rd. Sasick now top of the board. As we watch Bellotta's second lap get completed here. Bellotta stays 7th fastest. Watchorn will join the board, 2nd fastest. 17 career wins, including the last 2 in a row for the number 91. But it's the debutantes at the front of the field so far. 93 and 09, Dersham and Morris top of the board. Little C out of here out of 4. Watchorn goes top of the board. Watchorn goes to provisional pole. Josh Siegfried, Pennsylvania, gets loose. Saves it, but not a great look on his first lap. James Thompson, series rookie from Huntsville, Alabama. Unique number font, the number 61. He's going to try to carry it through turns 3 and 4 here, see what his first lap's going to look like. Thompson only 20th fastest so far in that first lap. Thompson goes 17th fastest with Wurtsema now on track. Won the season opener at Daytona. Special cause on the number 4, all dressed up in pink. First lap in the books, 19th fastest for Wurtsema. See what Wurtsema can do. Wurtsema's second lap, not fast enough to improve. 20th fastest here. Bellotta's still doing practice laps on his end, trying to get himself zoned in and ready to go here in qualifying. Qualifying about to wrap up here. All the drivers but Doug Betts set a lap time here in qualifying. 24 cars will take to the track tonight. 23 set a qualifying lap time. Alrighty. 177 is lap count, 150 is a mileage. Here's how the field will line up for race 4 of the TWIGI iRacing Series season. Alec Daffin on pole position. We saw the song and dance last week. Merrick Watchorn got the advantage in a late caution and ran away with it for his second win of the season. Kyle Dersham, Connor Morris, 2 rookies, 2 debutantes starting in row 2. Kelly Bajent, after being in Las Vegas for Screen to Speed, comes back, qualifies 5th fastest for JW Motorsports. And number 41, Maurice Gamillion, will be alongside her in row number 3. Brady Weileman, Josh Siegfried in row 4. I had Eli Sasek for Ascent Racing Team and his teammate Brendan Gregg occupying row 5. John Ledger, Jacob Elkins in row number 6. As we look further on down the grid, the next set of 12, Chris Phillips, Kyle Smith, John Buwalda Jr., Brad Slagle, they make up the top 16. Dennis Crosby, James Thompson make up row 9. Row 10 is Josh Jernigan and James Wurtsema. Dale Rapp, Mike Allen will be in row 11, with Jack Stanley and Doug Betts rounding out this 24-car field tonight. Again, this is what we're looking at. It is a 7/8 of a mile. Short oval here in Iowa. The first track to ever have save area all the way around it. So a lot of history, a lot of innovation has started here at Iowa Speedway. Short track racing, whether it's open wheel, modified, stock cars, all of it has had a history here at Iowa Speedway. And for the TWIGI iRacing Series, a piece of their history is going to be here at Iowa Speedway tonight. Two laps of caution, 2 laps of formation, I should say, here will kick us off. Second lap in the formation period. Pace car will come in at the end of this lap. Green flag in the air, and away we go, here in Iowa Speedway. Side by side still, out of 4 for the first lap. Davin got loose on the bottom. Watchorn takes the lead on lap 1. Connor Morris in third. I had Kyle Dersham, 2 rookies there, 2 debutantes. Then it's Bajent and Gamillion. Siegfried's already up some spots. Caution's out. Mike Allen's a part of it. as is the 40 at Jernigan, and the 52 of Dale Rapp is upside down. Looks like they're going to try to possibly flip Dale Rapp over. Dale Rapp having the tow. You see the damage on the number 52 car. So already a bad start for his race. Here's what happened. Again, we're looking at the 60 at Doug of Mike Allen. You've got the 52 at Dale Rapp involved. Josh Jernigan's also involved. So it looks like Mike Allen's the furthest one up the field here. And he just gets help. That is the 6 that got into him. That was the 6 of Chris Phillips. And you saw there kind of how Dale Rapp got involved. Bounced off of Jernigan and flipped. And there's the flip. And there we go. Again, from Josh Jernigan's perspective, he's not going to have many places he can go. Wurtsema barely gets through that. So first caution comes out early for an accident involving Dale Rapp, Josh Jernigan, and Mike Allen. It's Watchorn, Daffin, and Morse at the front of the field. Taking a chance to catch up with the Twitch chat while we're getting ready to come back to green. Appreciate the Twitch sub. Dogman, good old Mr. Blake Henderson. Appreciate you. And for everyone tuning in, hope you're having fun on a wonderful Friday night. Hope your Friday night's going as good as mine has been tonight. '22 cars still on track. Mike Allen, Dale Rapp undergoing repairs. It's Watchorn and Daff in front of the field, and away we go. Watchorn with a really good jump. Gets us fired back up. Watchorn stays up high. Daffin running down low. A little bit of progressive banking here at Iowa Speedway. Allows that to really kind of make sense, but we're gonna need some tire wear to kind of play in a little bit of a factor here to really see what that progressive banking can do. Kind of worse than the 09. On board with the gyro cam. Connor Morris trying to battle with Alec Daffin. Trying to put that 48 under some pressure. Good battling so far. At the front of the field. Drivers having a chance to kind of spread themselves out a little bit. Callie Bajan under threat from the 51 of Brady Weileman. Bajan sitting in the top 5 where she started. Weileman up a spot from where he started. Same with Siegfried and Elkins. Go Millions down 3 spots from where he started. And could lose more spots as the Ascent Racing teammates follow each other through. That's Kyle Smith in 12th, trying to battle with Brennan Gregg. Saw the 25 of John Ledger just tagged the wall a little bit. Brad Slag on the 052. Working with Doug Betts, who's up 9 spots so far. Started this race in last place, did not qualify. Currently up to 15th. Up front, Watchorn's opened up a half-second gap. Morse is falling back by about 7/10 to Daffin. Might have burned up his front tires a little bit. Yeah, Kyle Dersham there in the 4th spot. Brady Weileman's up to 5th. Finally got around Callie Bajan, who's now under threat from Jacob Elkins. But away we go. Vince Crosby, last car on the lead lap. 22 cars still running. Josh Jernigan. Damage on that number 40 machine. But still rolling around in that 21st spot. Or 22nd spot, excuse me. Morris has dropped off significantly in that 09. Sitting in 3rd spot. He's already down 1.3 to Alec Daffin in 2nd. And beginning to fall back to the grasp of Kyle Dersham in the 93. Watchorn, front of the field. These laps, once we start clicking them off, these laps are quick. 25-second laps is what we're looking at right now. Fastest lap was the 24.1. We're averaging 24.5 second laps here. Daffin trying to get closer still, trying to work that bottom lane. Watchorn stays pretty well in the middle of the track here. You'll see the difference that Watchorn kind of has on Daffin. Daffin tries to get to the yellow line. Watchorn stays pretty well clear of it. Top lane 3 and 4 for Watchorn. You see Daffin on the bottom on that yellow line. It's ebbing and flowing here. It's been as small as half a second, but it's now up to 0.8 of a second between these two. And it's slowly expanding. Watchorn said that Daffin was the class of the field last week and that he got lucky. I think Watchorn has learned some things from Phoenix to try to negate that advantage and to make it a little bit more clear-cut. Battling for 3rd place here. Morris, Dersham, Weileman, Elkins, Siegfried, and Bajent. All racing for this position here. 3rd through 8th in this spotlight. And Dersham goes through. 93 making a serious debut, doing a great job. Going up to 3rd, looking for a podium on debut. Brady Weileman sitting in 5th. His best race came on a short oval. Just a little bit shorter than this. People compare Iowa to Richmond. Weileman finished 7th last year at Richmond. Right now, as it currently sits, this would be his best finish if he can hold on to this top 5. But there's a lot of laps here, only 23 of 177. A lot of time. Siegfried finished 9th twice last season. He's looking for some good results. Has not found them so far in the early going this season. Then you got Kelly Bajent, a series rookie. Again, missed last week for the screen to speed in Las Vegas. Battling another ABN driver, Eli Sasek, for Ascent. Sitting in that number 71. We'll see them in the Champ Car World Series season on Thursday nights beginning March 30th. With Sasek trying to chase down Bajent here for that 8th spot. Kyle Smith trying to battle for that top 10 spot with Brennan Gregg. Maurice Gilmillian's down 6 spots from where he started. He is the largest loser in positions so far. 26 laps into this race, down 6 spots. The next closest is Chris Phillips, down 5 spots. Still a lot of battling going on here. Dersham, Weileman, Morse, as well as Jacob Elkins in this 4-car cluster. Very tail end of that cluster is Josh Siegfried for JW Motorsports. So JW Motorsports with Bajent and Siegfried, 2 cars in the top 10 at the moment. As a team looking for consistent results this season. Battle for the lead has expanded to 1.25 seconds. 1.25 seconds. Still this crazy battle at for the 3rd position. We'll actually pull it up here. Here's the who's who in this position. See Dersham, Weileman, Elkins, Siegfried, and Morris. You see how many spots they've gained. Elkins is up 7 spots. Siegfried's up 2. Morris is down 3 spots. Dersham's back where he started. In the early going here, Dersham up high, Weileman to the bottom. Not clear. Dersham will take 3rd at the line still. Weileman a lot more comfortable on the inside line. Same with his teammate Alec Daffin. And Weileman will use it to get the third position here. With Elkins now trying to follow suit. Morris beginning to fall back once again. Now under pressure from Siegfried. Dersham trying to battle back. He's in the top 5 still in that 5th spot. Siegfried being a bit of a pressure for the 93. Again, around the 93, Dersham and Morris on debut here tonight. Doing a great job. Go on board with the 9 of Jacob Elkins as he tries to chase down Weileman. You see just how much you really can hear it, just how much Elkins is out of the throttle through the corners here, and you see how much that Weileman in front of him is dancing around. You look at the steering wheel, and we'll pivot to the ticker so you can see the steering wheel better. See how much that Jacob Elkins is sawing at that wheel. As caution is out. And it's for Kyle Smith is one of it. It's like Kyle Smith, Brennan Gregg. They may have gotten together. We're going to find out what happened. And oh, there's trouble. Callie Bajan got spun. Oh, this is going to be interesting. We're going to move to the blip cam so we can get a good angle at all of the action from up above. Oh, just trying to force through that situation, and Bajan gets a piece of it. Kyle Smith gets a piece of it. It was off the nose of Brennan Gregg. We'll have to go on board and see how he saw. But he was trying to force through that situation, and Kyle Smith drifted up and made it interesting. See Bajan up in the third lane. Kyle Smith's there. Brennan Gregg just trying to make something happen, and 3 cars looking for the same piece of real estate. And I believe that is called a real estate foreclosure in the racing sphere. Everyone goes for the same spot and nobody gets it. So Brennan Gregg coming out of pit lane. Got some quick repairs taken care of there on the number 18 machine. Callie Bajan suffering on. Brennan Gregg, John Ledger, Kyle Smith back in pit lane. Lead for more repairs there. As Ledger comes in, Kyle Smith comes in. Josh Jernigan, I believe, is Lucky Dog. And he got one of his laps back here. As we get ready to go back to racing here, It'll be Watchorn and Daffin at the front of the field. Elkins and Weilman in row number 2. Then Siegfried and Morris in row 3. Gamillion and Dersham in row number 4. Kelly Bajan, Eli Sasek, row 5. Phillips and Slagle, row 6. Green flag back in the air. Second restart of the night. Watchorn again on point. Watchorn, Dappin, Weileman, and Elkins front of the field. Connor Morris, thankful that a caution. But now under pressure from Josh Siegfried. Elkins sitting in the top 4 here, trying to make some moves happen. It's Watchorn Motorsports versus Summit Esports here. Watchorn Motorsports first and 4th, with Elkins going to the very bottom of the track. And he'll clear Weileman here. A little bit of contact between the two. And Weileman's like, okay, cool, awesome, I'll take the bottom here in 1 and 2. But Elkins going to stay pretty steady on the top lane. Weileman now using the bottom as much as he can. Had to get out of it. So Elkins will hold on to 3rd here. Defending series champion up to P3 has not had the start of a season that you'd want, but he's doing a fantastic job. Typically, when we talk about champions, we talk about championship hangovers. Elkins trying to cure the hangover really quick, and a podium sounds like just what the doctor ordered in the number 9 machine. Top 6 really all still really nose to tail. Kyle Dersham's the first one well off the pace here, as Bajan's dropped to 12th, tied the wall. Still dealing with damage in the number 41 machine. We're trying to make it a way around here for the number 41 for JW Motorsports. Again, first race back for her since Screen to Speed in Las Vegas. She did a phenomenal job in Las Vegas, won the first heat in that event. But coming from a club road course circuit in Las Vegas to a short oval is... it can be a culture shock. Especially when still with jet light, too. None of that's easy. Behind her, Doug Betts, Dennis Crosby in the 13th and 14th spots, Bajan in 12th. Callie doing a great job of holding onto that position. Crosby and Betts, 13th and 14th. James Thompson up to 15th. Ahead of Kyle Smith, a little bit of contact there. Behind Wurtzma and Greg, it was with the 95 of Jack Stanley who tagged the wall. John Ledger now off the lead lap. That means 2 cars off the lead lap, and 2 cars retired. The front of the field is beginning to spread out a little bit as we get back into it. Driving through here, Connor Morris trying to make a move on Brady Weileman in that 5th spot. Rolling around. Top 3 have started to really break away from Weileman, who's still dealing with Morris at this point in time. And the more that Weileman has to mirror drive, the more that he's going to lose time here. Everyone on the top lane, but Weileman having to drive defensively here. Battle for the 4th spot between Weileman, Morris, and Siegfried. Weileman blinks out just a little bit. Brad Slago and Chris Phillips battling for that 10th spot. That's probably a little bit further back from Kyle Smith. Callie Bajan has dropped big time. Was in the 12th spot, down to 17th now, ahead of team boss for JW Motorsports, James Wurtzma. Bajan not having the greatest time with that damage sustained a little bit ago. They're trying to stick it through, knowing that pit stops will be a chance to repair some of that damage and get back out. Front of the field, it's Watchorn, then Daffin, then Elkins. So far in the Summit versus Watchorn battle, it's Watchorn Motorsports that has the advantage. Watchorn trying to make something happen here. Trying to spread that gap as much as he did before the second caution of the race. Elkins beginning to fall back from Daffin, now to a second. Alkins and Weileman about to get a little bit closer here. Connor Morris defending from Josh Siegfried. And what we're seeing here is very different from what we saw last week at Phoenix. Both short ovals, but with Phoenix, with the dog leg and everything that goes with it, very much more chaotic. This race more in line with what we saw at Atlanta 2 weeks ago. Not a lot of cautions. The field will spread out a little bit. And there's an emphasis on tire wear and tire preservation. Commencing in 8th, behind ahead of Sasek, I should say. Closest battle on track is between Kyle Smith and Brennan Gregg, who were involved in that incident that caused the second caution of the race. They're back at it nose to tail, and ahead of Callie Bajan, who they were trying to pass when that second caution came out. Bajan will lose another spot here, it looks like, to John Buwalda. .20 cars on the lead lap. Doug Betts lost some spots there in the number 3 machine, but right now still sitting in that 20th spot on the lead lap, as Bajan, big time loss there for the 41, will drop to 20th. There's a lot of struggling going on in that number 41's cockpit. Same with Jack Stanley in 95, just struggling here as we go through a tire run. You saw the damage on Bajan's number 41 machine. Watch run at the front of the field. If things stay green, leaders will eventually have to encounter lap traffic. And we saw what that was like and how hectic that was at Atlanta 2 weeks ago. Wildman in 4th, trying to make up some ground on that 9 at Elkins. Battle for 5th between Morris and Siegfried. Morris looks like he stabilized out the early tire wear woes that he had at the beginning of this race. Battling for that top 5 still with Siegfried. Dersham also staying very steady, 1.5 seconds behind this battle. Siegfried going to try to clear, won't get clear. Morris will continue to defend that 5th spot. But Dersham and the other debutant, 1 of 2 in this field tonight, doing a really good job as well in 7th place. They both have lost spots where they started. But so far, both doing a good job here as we get ready to approach the halfway point. Morris took the inside lane from Siegfried there. Over under. Siegfried, he held on to the outside and made it work. So Siegfried now firmly in that 10th position. Dersham in 7th, Gamillion in 8th. Eli Sasek in the 9th spot ahead of Brad Slagle. And Brennan Gregg. Dennis Crosby battling with the 6 of Chris Phillips. As the field ebbs and flows. Almost tagged the wall that the 6 of Chris Phillips did, and it leaves himself vulnerable to Kyle Smith now. Thompson and Wurtsema, 61 into 4. Wurtsema on the 4, moves up a spot, make that 15th spot for Wurtsema. Bajent up to the 18th spot, slowly climbing her way back forward. Down 13 spots from where she started, but trying to make some ground happen. Overdrives, and that was the 25 of John Ledger. They stay green, but contact between John Ledger and I believe that may have been another car. I believe that might have been Josh Jernigan. It was Josh Jernigan or Jack Stanley, one of those two. It might have been Jack Stanley. But that puts the lap cars right in front of the race leaders. There's Watchorn in the 91, now having to navigate lap traffic in a hurry. Doug Betts was a part of that as well, so Doug Betts now goes a lap down. And quickly, Bajent becomes the last car on the lead lap, with the race leaders not far behind. Pull up the track map here, good old track map, so you can see exactly where everyone's at. There's Watchorn right there behind the 41 of Bajent. Bajent trying to fight to keep on to that lead lap, but it will be to no avail. Watchorn will go around and put Bajent a lap down. Halfway point of this race is lap 89. Watchorn going around Jernigan in the 40. And lap traffic has helped out Watchorn significantly. Daffin now 1.3 behind. And Elkins an even further 2.7 seconds behind. Next up on the list of cars that need to go lap down for Watchorn, John Bawada is in 17th. Right behind Wurtsema and Thompson, who are still battling for that 15th spot. Watchorn doing a great job so far, managing traffic, managing the situation at the front of the field. It's given him a 1.6 second advantage over Alec Daffin. Jacob Elkins in third, 4.5 seconds off the race lead. You have Weiland and Siegfried, you have Morris and Dersham, the two debutantes tonight. They're about to go at it looks like here. As we begin laps 84. Maurice Gamillion not far behind this either, trying to get into the top 6. Big gap from Gamillion to Eli Sasek, where you see the dense part of the midfield begin. Brennan Gregg has made his way into the top 10. Sasek got a little loose over there out of turn 2, so teammates will go at it here in 3 and 4 for Ascent Racing. And Brennan Gregg looks like he will drive in the 9th place pretty easily. That was a car entering pit lane. That was John Ledger entering pit lane. And he had the tow. Side by side, Slagle and Crosby. Slagle in the 052, Crosby in the 22. Crosby up to 11th. Kyle Smith in 13th, Chris Phillips in 14th. And you see, there's the race leader, Watchorn. Has gone around Bawada, gets around Wurtsema. And you see the pace difference. Watchhorn's on a completely different level at the moment. Coming out of turn 2, Thompson in the 71, or sorry, Thompson in the 61. Watchhorn in the 91. Watchhorn gets around them, so 14 cars now on the lead lap. Approaching the halfway stage, or the halfway point. There is no stages in this series. The halfway point, next lap. Watchhorn's led just about every lap of this race, if not every lap of this race so far. Done a phenomenal job. We'll keep the track map up as everyone can see where everyone's at on track. 22 cars running. Make that 21 cars running. John Ledger out of this race. You see the difference between second and third. That was Daffin. This is Jacob Elkins in that third spot. Still battle here for the 7th spot. 3 cars in this battle for 6th. Caution is out. Doug Betts and Callie Bajent. Bajent around and in the wall. Doug Betts was not involved in that. It was Callie Bajent that got spun. So we'll walk through what happened here. This is Bajent and Weileman. 41 and 51. That, I think, kind of tells its own tale there. Go on board. This is with Weileman. And that's what Weileman saw on his point of view. That's what it looks like for Callie Bajent. Callie had her line for what it's worth. You don't see her move below that seam. Callie's not going to be happy about that, and neither will Brady Weileman. I'm sure that there will be a World Words exchange between those two. Here we go. Green flag back underway. Watchhorn, Daffin, Wildman top 3. 80 laps to go when they cross the line. And another caution immediately. Huge accident in the back of the field. It's Slagle, Jernigan, and Smith. Kyle Smith got a piece of it. There's Dennis Crosby. There's Brad Slagle. What happened here? On the initial restart. A lot of contact there. Jack Stanley lost the entire front end of his car. This is Dennis Crosby's on board. Yeah, Slagle just tried to send it to the inside line, not realizing where Crosby was at. And Crosby, to his defense, was there pretty early on. Just try setting it down, make contact. Contact all the way through, and you see all the massive cars going by, or trying to go by. So they'll come down pit lane for repairs. For the race leaders, a chance at another restart to try to make some spots up. Getting ready to go back to green here for the 4th restart of this race. Caution was extended, it looks like. Most of the field is double file already, though. See the lights are on the pace car. Coming to, I believe, is 1 lap to green, and there it is. Lights and pace car go off. So we're going to go right back at it. Green flag back in the air. On lap 103 of 177. Watchorn has been on a roll here. Sailing it through turns 1 and 2. Daffin trying to apply pressure, trying to get to that race lead. The restarts are where the chaos happens. Weileman trying to go for third once again. We'll take third once again. Connor Moore still sitting in the top 5 ahead of Josh Siegfried, Kyle Dersham, Maurice Gamillion, Burton Gregg, and Eli Sasek looking for a double top 10 finish. Doing a great job so far. Watchorn still leading the way. Survived an initial onslaught from Daffin. Side-by-side battle between Thompson and Smith. This is for the 11th spot, just outside the top 10. Brennan Gregg doing a great job so far. The number 18 for Ascent Racing Team ahead of his team boss, Eli Sasek. Maurice Gamillion ahead of them in 8th. Connor Morris down to 7th. Behind Kyle Dersham, who's moved finally up into the top 6. Less than 70 laps to go here in Iowa. Battle for this third spot between Weileman Siegfried and Elkins Siegfried, looking for his first podium in the series. He's finished 9th. That was his best result. So he's already punching way above what his best finish was. Firmly in the top 5 at this point in the race. You see how close he is to that top 3. Just the 9 and the 51 in his way there. Phenomenal job so far. As we get ready to cross 60 laps to go in this race. A little bit of a battle here for the 8th spot as well. Greg Sasek Gamillion still knows the tail. Really a battle for 7th place. Connor Morrison in this battle as well. Caution's out. It is for Wurtsema. Season opener race winner. In trouble early on. Gets it rolling again. But trouble for that number 4 machine. And here's why. And it looks like... Oh, just send it up. Oh, it's teammate and teammate too. Wurtsema and Bajent. That's an odd crash there. Because Bajent in the 41 up high gets head checked by Jernigan in there in the 40, slows down, and yeah, Wurtsema just finishes the deal there. Bajent was still trying to recover after being hit by Jernigan, and then got tapped by her team boss there, who ended up worse for wear of it. So while Josh Jernigan does well for the team so far, obviously cars coming in and out of pit lane. Merrick Watchorn leads the battle out of pit lane. It's Staffen, then Weileman, then Elkins, Siegfried. Dersham, I believe, got that spot away from Burning Gray. Connor Morse has lost a spot. Yeah, Sasek with a little bit of a latency issue there in the 71. So Watchorn continues to lead the way. You have lap cars ahead. You have lap cars Jack Stanley and Josh Jernigan are the 2 cars ahead. They're gonna try to get a wave around here. You ready to go back to green? Jernigan and Stanley took the wave around. We'll see 17 cars on the lead lap. 21 cars still running in this event. 3 cars are out. Ledger, Allen, and Rapp. Green flag back in the air. And away we go. Elkins in the 3rd spot. Weilman down in 4th. Siegfried in 5th. Half in the battle now with the 93 at Dersham, who got loose. And that allows Connor Morris to challenge the top 5 once again. Siegfried trying to hold on to the top 5. Gets loose out of turn 2. Morse goes to the bottom. Morse trying to get back to the top 5. Is not clear of Siegfried in the 10. Siegfried stays firmly in the top 10. Watchorn sets the fastest lap of the race. The only driver to touch 23 second lap times. 23.9 was the fastest lap for Merrick Watchorn. Phenomenal race so far. Watchorn out in the front of the field. Then Daffin, then Elkins, then Weileman, then Siegfried. Car losing some spots there. That is Chris Phillips in the 6. Using the cooldown lane to rejoin the track here. That's a car coming out of pit lane. I believe it's John Buwalda exiting pit lane. $50 laps to go. Watchorn's got to be hoping it stays green all the way, but he's been surviving all of the restarts so far. 16 cars on the lead lap. James Wurtzma, the only car 1 lap down. Doug Betts, Josh Jernigan, Jack Stanley, and John Buwalda Jr. all 2 laps down at this stage. Dennis Crosby, the last car on the lead lap in 16th spot. He was a part of whatever caused Chris Phillips to end up having to use the cooldown lane. So both of them are outside of this main pack. Brad Slagle, 14th, very tail end of this lead line. Jacob Elkins fighting firmly for that 3rd spot. Siegfried has gotten himself secured away from Connor Morris. Kyle Dersham in 7th, Brennan Gregg in 8th, Eli Sasek in 9th. The Ascent Racing teammates have been close together all race long. We have Maurice Gamillion in the 3rd car for Watchorn Motorsport. Kyle Smith in 11th, James Thompson in 12th, Callie Bajan at the 13th. Still 8 spots down from where she started this race. Brad Slagle, the 052, also has had a decent amount of trouble today. Chris Phillips trying to get around Jack Stanley. Same with Dennis Crosby here in the 22. But all eyes still on the race leader at the moment. Watchorn continues to control the way. doing a phenomenal job so far. Montrose is doing a phenomenal job here so far. Open up an 8/10 gap to Alec Daffin already. Jacob Elkins 1.7 behind. But Elkins now pretty firmly in that third spot as Reileman has to deal with Siegfried in the 10. Again, Siegfried finding his rhythm here. He's been unlucky the past couple weeks. We're really finding his rhythm here. Doing a really good job. Has kept himself out of the harm's way that we've seen at the back of the field. Really composed the number 10 car. Handled the pressure from Morris and from Dersham. Qualified well. And now going for that 4th spot. Sails to the bottom of the track. And Siegfried almost gets clear. But he's pressuring Weileman big time now. Weileman's having to react to Siegfried. He can't focus on Elkins, who's starting to walk away here. Again, Siegfried, his best finish was 9th. He set the shatter that. Weileman's best finish 7th. So both of them having, so far, career days in this series. Weileman doing a great job of holding onto that 4th spot. But they will continue to lose time the more that they battle, and that is what Elkins is hoping for. You see the battle between the two rookies at the back, just behind these two. That is Connor Morris and Kyle Dersham in the same battle. And Ascent drivers in the same battle as well. We're on board with Josh Siegfried as he tries to make a run on that 51 machine. Been pretty good so far. See Jack Stanley on the inside lane. Lap traffic, damaged car. Siegfried goes all the way up. Not intending to go all the way up. Lost some time there to Weileman. Have to claw that back. See Jack Stanley doing a good job staying out of the way. But Siegfried trying to reel him in. A little bit of a battle here. Dersham and Morris side by side. Morris holds on to that holds on to the 6th spot, excuse me. But Dersham got side by side. They're looking at Jack Stanley as well in the 95. They've got to get around him now. Dersham staying it in through 3 and 4 on the eye line. Trying to find that LA apex, trying to battle with the 09 of Morse. Lap traffic's going to hold up Morris, allows Dersham to get back to him. Siegfried back to the bumper. As they continue to deal with lap traffic, I believe this is Jernigan they're coming up on now. No, Buwalda. Excuse me. The 5 of the Buwaldas who they're coming up on. They continue to battle here. Less than 30 laps to go. Watchorn's opened a 1.3 second gap up to Daffin. Daffin's just not had an answer for Watchorn at all this race. Phenomenal racing so far. Really all up and down the top 10. It's been a phenomenal job so far. This is quintessential racing. Obviously, Phoenix last week a bit messy with you look at the dog leg and you look at all the troubles the dog leg has caused at Phoenix. This is more along the lines of what Twiggy is. And we see that on display, obviously, between Daytona, Atlanta, obviously tonight at Iowa, next week at Auto Club. It's going to be a lot of fun. Brennan Greggs made a spot up, as has Eli Sassick and Kyle Dersham. Dersham had to check out of it, and him checking out of it allowed both of the Ascent Racing cars to move up a spot. And now Gamillion's looking for that 9th spot now in the 44. Likewise, Dennis Crosby's trying to battle with Chris Phillips once again. Callie Bajan has fallen off once again. You see the damage on that number 41 machine. She is not having the most fun here. 25 laps to go. Coming to 24 to go. So Bajan in danger of going a lap down here. Same with Crosby and Phillips. Watchorn gets around Bajan, puts Bajan, the first car, a lap down now ahead of Wurtsema. With Crosby and Phillips up next. And now we're starting to see clusters of lap down cars. Well, clusters of cars trying to avoid going a lap down. This will slow down the leaders a little bit. Watch out, Chris Phillips, Brad Slagle. Almost crashed right in front of the leader. Talk about a scary moment for Watchorn. Still a scary moment. Phillips on the outside. Watchorn just threads the needle 3 wide. Terrifying moment for the race leader. But now 4 lap cars between Watchorn and Daffin. And they're all battling for position. This is where it gets a lot more difficult. Especially if you're Daffin. He gained a little bit of time as Watchorn was trying to file his way through. But now that these 3 are all battling firmly, Daffin's going to lose a little bit of time. Because there's no incentive for these drivers to let go like what Bawada and Stanley did. So Daffin will eventually lose a little bit more time here. He's only got around 2 of those 4-lap cars. Trying to get around Bajan now. Bajan the 41. Trying to make up spots as we go along here. Daffin will eventually clear her. But Phillips still in the way as Crosby tries sitting at through turns 1 and 2. Slides it through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of a slide job for Dennis Crosby. And you see how much that gap is currently already expanded. It's already grown by 4/10 between Watchorn and Daffin. Just that little amount means so much. With 17 laps to go, that is a death knell for any battle. Doesn't matter if it's for the leader or if it's for ninth. That's an easy way to go from contending to damage limitation. As Watchorn puts Wurtzema 2 laps down. Watchorn's put James Thompson down a lap with 15 laps to go. Watchorn's earned it. He's been the class of the field, and Daffin has continued to lose time. It's now almost 2 seconds between first and second. The top 5, all top to bottom, have spread out a little bit. Siegfried no longer on the back of Weileman either. Watchorn won the clash. Didn't get a chance to really go for the win at Daytona. Turned that around to 2 back-to-back wins at Atlanta and Phoenix. For the 2021 Series champion, what a way to rebound from losing the 2022 title to Elkins, then by winning 3 in a row in the first 4 races. 13 to go, 2.1 seconds the gap. Watchorn has the ability to do just about anything he wants to at this particular point in the game. Elkins in 3rd, Weileman in 4th, Siegfried in 5th, and it's Brennan Gregg in 6th. So Ascent Racing Team close to a top 5. Connor Morrison 7th, Eli Sasek in 8th, Gamillion 9th, Dersham in 10th. 11 cars on lead lap. Kyle Smith safely on the lead lap here as it stands, 16 seconds away from the race lead. A lap time here at Iowa now is dropped to the 25-second range with the tire fall off. So 9 seconds clear of the leader is Kyle Smith. Watchorn, taking it easy. Don't do anything scary or anything like that. 10 laps to go. Still a little bit quicker than Daffin every lap. And it's been compiling on for a little bit. Watchorn was a 25.34, Daffin with a 25.38, then Elkins with a 25.51 is the gap between the top 3 here. 25.39 for Watchorn, 25.37 for Daffin, so Daffin kept it steady there that time around. But 2 seconds, 9 laps, you'd be looking at having to try to gain a quarter of a second every lap. And you don't do that at short tracks. Not unless someone goes into fuel safe mode extremely hard. And we just haven't had to see that tonight. When it's been showtime, it's been all out showtime. And Watchorn in that situation, as we saw at Phoenix last week, knowing better at the moment. Coming to 7 laps to go. Battle here for the 7th spot. Sasek just went on through. Gamillion challenging for that 8th spot. Trying to pick up another spot. And he will. The rookies, the debutantes, Morse and Dersham drop to the edge of the top 10. Gamillion ensuring that there's 3 Watch Running Motorsports cars in the top 10. But looking for that 8th spot. Sasek gets a little loose. Ascent Racing looking for their best result as a team in this series. Sasek in 7th, Brennan Gregg in 6th for that team. Connor Morse on debut, not a bad start. Qualified in 4th. Looking set to finish in the top 10 at some point, some semblance, some fashion for that number 09. Sasek a little bit of latency there for the 71. Could provide an opportunity either for Morse to go for that 7th spot or for Gamillion to go for 8th. Why not both? Really good effort so far. Battle is closing up once again. 4th, 5th, and 6th. Weileman, Siegfried, and Gregg. All in your screen. Thompson forcing Weileman to go to the inside lane. On these worn tires, the inside lane is not the friendliest place to be. Siegfried sends it through and clears Weileman and gets closer. So does Brennan Gregg. So this is not over by any stretch of the imagination. 3 laps to go. How brave, how bold are they going to be to try to send it? Siegfried and Brennan Gregg, 2 to go. Gregg looking for a top 5. 18 looking for a top 5. Bajan in the way for Weileman. So this is not over by any stretch of the imagination. White flag in the air for Merrick Watchorn. And Gregg's made it up to 4th as he takes the white flag side by side for 4th place. Watchorn going through 3 and 4. For Merrick Watchorn, championship leader goes 3 in a row at Iowa. Merrick Watchorn with the race win. Out of 4. This is the battle for 4th. Brennan Gregg takes it over Weileman and Siegfried. And all 3 of them, Brennan Gregg in 4th place. Brennan Gregg finished 2nd last year, but rebounds after a tough start to 2023 with a 4th place tonight. Weileman and Siegfried both set their best results in the series. Maurice Gamillion 7th, Eli Sasek 8th, Connor Morrison 9th, and Kyle Dersham in 10th. A great run for them. A little bit of congratulations here. Obviously, Jacob Elkins finishing in the 3rd spot. That's Brad Slagle in the 052, giving a congratulatory rev up there. Merrick Watchorn, 18 career wins in this series. Phenomenal drive by Merrick Watchorn. The celebrations begin. What a drive. What a drive. Merrick Watchorn, again, 18 career wins, 3 in a row. Atlanta, Phoenix, and Iowa here tonight. phenomenal drive. And he'll go into the paddock area here. Phenomenal race tonight from Eric Watchorn. Top 5 on your screen, at the very top of your screen. And it was a phenomenal effort here tonight. We're going to hear from a couple of the podium finishers here tonight. We're going to start with the 91. We'll start with the race winner, Eric Watchorn. Merrick, this is Carmen. You got a copy?
Got a 10-4 there.
We'll talk about pressure. We were joking around when we had our social media talk. Put a target on your back. Phenomenal performance. First time this year we've seen someone lead every single lap. Looked easy for you out there. Looked clinical. How was it being out there on track with and a more, I think, typical short track tonight?
That was awesome. I won't lie to you. That was stressful, intense, just straight up going for the win and battling. And I thought Alec had something for me a little bit more. I wasn't really expecting to just run away with it the way I did. So, I mean, hey, that was something.
It was obviously you had a couple clusters of cautions, but it was very spread out, very much more like what we saw at Atlanta. Being able to sort of lean on the tires a little bit more, being able to rely on tire saving and tire conservation seems to be right up your alley. Because we talked last week and you're like, Alec Daffins was the class of field tonight. No one could touch you. You were the only car to set a 23-second lap time tonight. Dude, how do you handle the tire conservation game that gives you that advantage? We talked about it last week of trying to learn stuff from Phoenix and trying to put that into a race like Iowa tonight. Whatever it was worked, but there's something that comes to you naturally. We can see that. Saw it at Atlanta. We saw it here tonight. What makes it more natural to you to be able to go in here, save tires, and still pull out the pace that you were able to tonight?
I'm just gonna, basically just say it straight up. I mean, after watching NASCAR my whole life and everything else, I mean, you watch the top guys and what they do to save, and you watch their lines, you pay attention to what they're doing, their techniques, and then you try to imitate it. So the best I could do at that point is just practice. I think I put at least 5 simulator races where I raced with AI at like alien, like 125%, and won 3 out of the 5 out of 177 laps. So each time with also an added hour of practice, trying to find what works, what's best for me and everything else. So at the end of the day, I mean, you put in what you get out. So, I mean, I put in enough time. So I most certainly go out my way to try and win these races. But hey, I'm going for a championship. This is the redemption year right now for me. Quite frankly, this is the redemption race for me.
Absolutely. You look at how the season started. Obviously, you won the Clash. Daytona was Daytona, and that's always going to be a wild card event. But then it's been 3 in a row. Auto Club, a little bit more closer, like that in between what we saw at Atlanta and what we saw at Daytona. It's going to be that in between race with how wide that track is. But as you mentioned, this is a rebound year. I wanted to kind of bring that forward. Your teammate, that defending champion, Jacob Elkins, looks like he's beginning to find his rhythm now. Finished 3rd tonight. We'll talk to him in a second. Maurice Gamillion, you had 3 cars for the team tonight. Obviously, Patrick Hernandez wasn't here in the 19, but all 3 of the team's cars were in the top 10. Gamillion finished 7th. The team looks like it's beginning to finally find that rhythm and find that groove. And you look at that. Obviously, your biggest contender last year was Jacob Elkins. With him beginning to come back in form, how much more important are these early wins here if he continues to grow and come back to form later in the season.
About being consistent. We have a whole schedule of races that are all different types of driving styles, so not every race is the same. So, I'm hoping my teammate can win some. It puts us, better in the owners championship. That's why I hired Jacob on, because I saw how consistent he was. Even though he joined late last year, when we already had like 12 or 15 races in, at least around that time, he already put himself inside the top 4 almost he put himself in the top 4 all by himself. Like, he didn't really, he won one race out of that entire season. He was just so consistent, constant top 5s, top 10s. So I'm glad he's back up there. I'm glad the Maurice is finding some speed too. I've been really harping on my boys to, just, hey, need y'all to practice. Y'all need to put some time into the sim. I don't care how many laps. I just want at least an hour or two. You just trying to figure out the car, the track, and get some, get your feet wet with the track. But, team orders is just practice, practice, practice. Because at the end of the day, Jacob's coming for me, and I'm hoping Jacob wins a couple, because, me winning all year will probably upset a lot of people, but, this is my redemption year. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to win and become the 2-time champion for the TWIGI iRacing series. That's my goal. That's my sight. But it's a long season. Anything can happen. So hopefully, I can stay humble, keep myself up there, and stay out of trouble for the best I can. So, Carmen, thank you so much, and hopefully I can keep talking to you for the rest of the season at least.
So far, it's been almost in your constant. You've been up here, top step of the podium 3 times in a row now. Before we let you go and before we talk to Jacob, if there's anyone we want to shout out and say thank you to, Merrick, the floor is yours. Congrats on your 3rd race win, again, in a row, going into another driver's favorite track next week at Auto Club.
Thank you so much, Carmen. I want to thank ABN for jumping on board with us. You guys are awesome. You guys put up an amazing stream, and I enjoy watching y'all and, spending the week studying, watching my competition. I want to thank the TWIGI iRacing series, my admins. I mean, they are one of the best. I really came out swinging with this Council of 7, making sure we can always come in. We had some controversy last year, but we had to say goodbye to one driver. Hopefully he finds speed, and maybe next year we can bring him back. There's no rules saying that once you're kicked out, you can't come back. It comes down to the Volo 7. So hopefully everyone can enjoy and come back through. And I just want to thank the Watch Renovations Group Incorporated. I want to thank QSA. I want to thank Capture the Occasion. And just really good effort by my teammates. Hopefully they can come up and finish top 5 and possibly win a couple of races. Patrick, I know you're on vacation. Enjoy your vacation, buddy, but when you get back, I expect you to win at least 3 times just like me. We got to get you back up in the points.
Well, Merrick, again, congratulations. 3 wins in a row. Career win number 18 in the series. Merrick, congratulations. Enjoy it. Class of the field tonight. We'll see you at Auto Club next Friday.
Thanks, Carmen.
That was Merrick Watchorn, 3rd place or first place finisher tonight, race winner, 18th time in his career in this series. We have the 3rd place finisher to talk to here coming up. Jacob Elkins here tonight, finished 3rd, first podium of the season, and it's been a little bit overdue. He's been close, but hasn't been close enough. But here we go. Jacob Elkins. We'll hear from him. Jacob, this is Carmen from the ABM booth. You got a copy? Jacob, this is Carmen from the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely awesome. First podium of the season. Phenomenal effort. Obviously, your teammate, your team boss won this race tonight, but we saw an immediate increase in performance tonight. You raced with Weileman, you raced with Greg and Siegfried, and really put yourself at distance there. This race, compared to the first race of the season, what kind of clicked a little bit better here tonight?
I honestly just don't know what happened at Atlanta. I was ridiculously slow. It's just, I like this car, and this track is not bad. I don't mind it. I feel like I'm pretty quick here. I had both of my qualifying laps were just not good at all. Started P12, I think. Drove through the field, felt pretty good throughout the whole run. I like this setup. I mean, not much. I feel like I definitely had at least a top 5 car. Merrick, just the amount of time he puts in to the sim is just beyond me. And Alec is up there with him as well. I don't think I had their speed, but I might have had a chance to get maybe second if there was a green-white checkered, or maybe even win it if there was a green-white checkered. But we all held it together and finished without any, thankfully.
You look at how everything has started this season. Obviously, joining a new team, coming in, joining Watch Running Motorsports. All 3 drivers tonight were in the top 10. Obviously, Merrick won, you were 3rd, Maurice was in 7th. These first 4 races have been critical. How has it been sort of really kind of getting together with the team, and what have you been able to learn, obviously, from Merrick, from Maurice, and how has that helped your confidence going into these next set of races? Because it doesn't get it. It's going to be more fun. You look at Auto Club next week, but then it gets harder. You go to Sonoma. We start seeing road course races in the mix. How does being in this group kind of help that confidence when you start looking at these difficult races where you kind of just have to put your head down and go through it?
I would say that Merrick is definitely a big help now that I'm on Watch Running eMotorsports. He puts in so much time of his own time. He runs thousands of laps. And he is kind of my I guess you could say, I can't find the word, but if I have any questions at all, he just instantly has the answer.
He's the benchmark.
He's a big help. Yeah, there you go. He's the benchmark. He's a great teammate. So are all my other teammates. I love them all. But I enjoy Auto Club. I feel like I'll do pretty good there. I don't know about Sonoma. We're running a configuration that I don't know, so I'll have to throw down some laps there. But
well, Jacob, obviously tonight a big night, first podium of the season. We talk about the championship and that championship hangover. I think you've pretty well started to shake that off if it was there. But phenomenal job tonight. A difficult racetrack. Iowa's not easy, and you came home with a 3rd place finish tonight. Before we let you go and let you relax and unwind, if there's anyone you want to shout out and say thank you to, Jacob, the floor is yours. Congrats on an amazing 3rd place finish tonight.
Yeah, thank you, 100%. I want to shout out you for doing the broadcast. You do a great job. Merrick and all the admins for putting on the league, and all my teammates. Patrick, I wish you were here, but I'm happy that you're having fun with your girlfriend on your cruise. So have fun. And I guess that's it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good night, Jacob.
Thank you.
That was Jacob Elkins, our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Phenomenal effort by Watching Motorsports, 1st, 3rd, and 7th. We'll look over the full race results here from Iowa Speedway. Merrick Watchorn, race win for the career number 18. Race win of the season, 3rd time in a row. Alec Daffin, 2nd place once again. Could not find the pace to hang with Merrick Watchorn on a long run battle. Jacob Elkins finishing 3rd, finding that pace, finding more of that momentum and that confidence in that number 9. Brennan Gregg in 4th, for Ascent Racing. Brady Wildman for Summit eMotorsports in the 5th position. Josh Siegfried in 6th. Career best finishes for Wildman and Siegfried in this series. Maurice Gamillion in 7th. Then it's Eli Satzik, Connor Morrison, Kyle Dersham in 10th. For Morrison Dersham, debuts for them tonight, and they came home with top 10 finishes after qualifying in the 2nd row. Kyle Smith, the last car on the lead lap, finished 11th. Then it was Chris Phillips, Dennis Crosby, who had a bit of issues early on in this race. Kelly Bajan constantly found the wrong way around through no fault of her own here tonight. 3 incidents for her, but she still recovered for a 14th place finish tonight. For JW Motorsports, James Thompson in 15th, then Brad Slagle, James Wurtzema, and Josh Jernigan round out the top 18. Looking a little further down the order, 24 cars in tonight's event. John Bowada Jr. finished 3 laps down in 9th. Jack Stanley was the last car to take the checkered flag in 20th, 4 laps down. Doug Betts retired a little bit earlier on, 17 laps down for him. John Ledger, Mike Allen, Dale Rapp retired before the halfway point in this event. But that's going to do it from everyone here at Iowa. Tomorrow night, It is the ARC Saturday Night Showdown Series. Fun competition tomorrow night as the series goes into its 6th race of the season. Pulling up that schedule there real quick. And then obviously the A-Square Cup Series season for our ARCs on Saturday evening goes to Phoenix. It's going to be a lot of fun there as well. But tomorrow night, we're going to be at Kansas. It's going to be a lot of fun. Trucks on 1.5 mile racetracks are always a blast. We hope you join us there. 9 p.m. Eastern is when we go live. Again, we hope you join us. But for everyone that tuned in tonight, on behalf of the TWIGI iRacing series, on behalf of everyone here on ABN, I'm Carmen Hardy. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun this weekend if we don't see you. But we'll see you next time.